Hello and welcome back to this YouTube channel. We have an incredible tool here called Cursor, which is a revolutionary Visual Studio Code editor. Just like the features available in Visual Studio Code, the same functionality is running here perfectly. We can describe it as an exact replica, but the difference here lies in the tool itself, and this includes enhanced efficiency. It allows us to switch to auto mode or move into max mode. Along with that, different models are also accessible for use. These include Gemini, GPT-4, DeepSeek, and other powerful models. And if someone wants to use a specific model from DeepSeek, that option is available too. If there's a need to explore multiple or all models, they can be accessed directly. Now let's suppose someone is accustomed to using VS Code. In this VS Code environment, all the core functionalities are already set up. The workflow is fully prepared. Here, terminals, run commands, and all familiar elements are readily accessible. In addition to that, the Copilot here is also highly effective. This is similar to Copilot, and it also provides the same set of options, but the goal is to include specific functionalities in Cursor. So what can be done is to go to Cline. The point about Cline is that by visiting the official website of Cline.bot, let's open it directly here. This is the website where the autonomous AI collaborative coder can be explored. Here, different coding tools can be accessed directly. Cline stands out because it's not just an autonomous agent. This is what was previously available here. If we focus on this bot, it functions as a co-powered feature that can directly provide tool code or offer guidance. But if the intention is to start and automate coding from beginning to end, then the required step is to include Cline. There's also an option to use it in connection with Cline. Now what can be done is to install it directly from here. It will take a little time to install in Visual Studio Code, and once installed, it will be ready for direct use. What makes this valuable is that it functions as a top open router. It can directly resolve all the problems and issues being faced. In this, API requests and other tasks can be initiated right away. Now, notice that there is the option to build and beyond. There is direct access to the codebase or any related feature. Let's close it. Whenever the Cline option is clicked, the interface inside Cline presents this option. There is a choice to get started for free, or an API can be used for setup. Sign up to an account to get started without cost and access an API that connects to models like 3.5 Sonnet. Now, if any other model is preferred, its API can be used directly. For example, if an individual chooses to use a personal API key, different options appear here. Who is the intended provider? One can choose Google Gemini. For the Gemini key, simply go here and enter Gemini API key, and this action will direct to Google Claude Studio. The API key is available there through Google AI Studio. We will create it directly. A version was previously created. It will be deleted since its usage is now obsolete. What will be done is to generate a new API key here. The Gemini API project is available here. An API key will be created within the existing project, and from here, it can be copied easily. Once copied, it can be pasted into Visual Studio Code for integration. Then the process can begin immediately. Vision is now initiated directly, and when a task is added to it, let's create a complete file structure for a chatbot from beginning to end. There are several options available. Auto approve can be enabled. There's a read option. Editing is also possible. After editing, all the other available actions can also be accessed, but those won't be included for now. There are also some MCP servers. If files are to be added here, such as any context, URLs, terminal data, git commits, or any other components, they can be included. Now, in plan mode, Cline will collect the information and design a structure. In act mode, the task will be executed immediately. Plan mode can also be selected, but in this case, act mode will be used directly, and the process can be concluded. This will instantly generate the available options and display them. If file mode is selected, there may not be any changes in the file yet. However, what's happening here is that options, code, and all associated sources and folders are being created. They are being initialized instantly. Alongside that, all related options and files will be generated. Alongside that, those elements appear. The files will be added accordingly. Similarly, they can be included right here. Following that, it's also observable that whatever options, generated outputs, and sources exist in the files, they will be added. A short wait is required. After that, all relevant content will be included directly. So this is a significant generative feature. Additionally, by navigating to the API section, billing details and other relevant information can be viewed. For now, this functions as a free API, and from here it can be applied directly anywhere. It can be used within this platform as well. If, for instance, this usage option is not available here, then instead of Gemini, the built-in option from Cline will be used directly. It only requires signing up with Cline. A Cline bot will appear here. Any valid login credentials can be used. At this point, the login process is complete. A basic login. Instead of that, the standard Claude Sonnet 4 model will be used in this case. Any preferred model can be selected directly from this section. Clicking on Done will proceed with the selection, and the process that was already active here can now be resumed directly. This action will continue the project from where it was paused. At this point, generation and related steps will begin, and all necessary files will be added directly. Creating a chatbot and everything else will proceed. The only task remaining is to sit back and relax. During this time, all code will be generated automatically. That's the reason Cline is preferred, because otherwise, using Cursor alone comes with many limitations. And there are many different accommodations that need to be handled. If we focus on the model instead of external agents, then what's available here is max mode. The APA pricing is noticeably high. Looking at the APA pricing reveals that each model has its own specific cost, and payment is required for access. It's not freely available. Because when using max mode, whatever pricing tier is selected, it must be paid for. Meanwhile, Cline offers direct access without charge. There are also pro provisions. Let's say another model is available. Whenever it is selected and max mode is enabled, what happens is that a base pricing is applied. That cost must be covered. That part has already been explained. This is the reason a free tool will be used inside VS Code. The tool's only role is to immediately link to the desired options. Now, there's a prompt from Cline to create a new file. The response will be to confirm that yes, the file should be saved. Now, what will happen is that the next file will be generated. This has the capability for continuous generation. It will create all necessary options almost instantly. The process can be resumed at any time, and as the generation progresses, it will become visible here. In the source file, components will be created. After that, coding will appear in the index file. All code will be written in index.js. A short wait is required. Only simple confirmation commands need to be given. After receiving those OK commands, fully developed options will be generated. This API request demonstrates how the interaction takes place. This is the section where the actual code is being produced. Then the step is to save it and add it to a new file. Following this, the next file will also be created. That file will include the header. Options can then be connected with the header. It can be used directly from there. What happens in auto-approve? If edits are applied directly, then those edits will also be placed in the save section. What happens in auto-approve? If edits are applied directly, then those edits will also be placed in the save section. We have save commands available here. Now, if everything has been added with auto-approve enabled, then the only thing left is to sit back and wait. In contrast, if Cursor is used, this functionality is not available there. A significant amount of time needs to be spent manually. Additionally, copy-pasting is the only method currently available. Features like auto-approval have not yet been added there for direct use. At this point, all files are being created automatically here, and the code is being added to them accordingly. The code can be executed and further improved. Auto-approval is also enabled, which eliminates the need to wait for any further confirmations. And here it has created all the file folders. All the file directories have been generated by the system. We simply waited and observed it create all the content. Now in this content, suppose there's a need for any direct activity, or if there's a requirement to review specific content, it can be loaded directly. At this point, the chatbot is functioning here. It is visible in Cline that the complete task has been added. In this section, there is a detailed README file. This is an AI chatbot, and all its features are available. Following the features, there is the project structure. Within the project, the structure is clearly defined through the pre-recorded steps. Installation steps are included as well. After installation, the script caching process is detailed, explaining how the scripts will be executed. Then comes customization, showing how JavaScript-style components will be run. All of these elements can be viewed directly if explored further. Upon checking, it's clear that complete details have been added to every file. Apart from the README, if the git-ignore file is reviewed, it includes dependencies, testing, production elements, miscellaneous entries, logs, runtime errors, optional npm cache directory, optional ESLint cache directory, IDE files, and temporary files. All of these have been directly cached. From here, they can be executed and further development can continue. Now the terminal needs to be closed. Navigate to this file and review the 3 setup steps. Once that's done, copy the content from here. After copying, if the local host is accessed again, the system is now functioning directly. Chatting is initiated immediately. The online status button is now displayed. At this point, the chatbot interface appears. The chatbot is now being tested in the terminal. The chatbot is functioning, and everything is now accessible. Let's now open a specific line of code. If this piece of code is selected, a bubble option will appear. Multiple options are shown here, such as add to Cline, explain with Cline, convert the named function, and improve with Cline. Copilot also presents 2 to 3 options, since Copilot is also integrated. Directly, but if Copilot is not used and the cursor is simply moved away from this, and there's a need to check all the options, then several features are available. These can be accessed directly, and options are available to either remove or retain certain elements, along with how those will function with the provided selections. Here, a client account setup is available, and it can be used directly. It can be made instantly active, allowing the desired activity to be performed. There are multiple features available here that can be utilized. Some credits are available in the account, which can be purchased directly, and those credits can be used as needed. Until now, the credit limit has been reached, since a very detailed function has been executed. You can use the DeepSeek API. It's free to use, especially when selecting the simple chat model, which makes prompt handling easier. There are also many additional settings available, such as feature settings, browser settings, and terminal settings. After the feature settings, browser settings allow you to choose which screen to display the output on. Terminal settings let you decide whether to use PowerShell or command prompt, and you can define the terminal's output limit along with other relevant options. On a broader level, the client is extremely helpful in writing code, offering direct assistance. Hopefully, this now gives several reasons to move beyond the basic, outdated cursor and shift to a new level of innovation where you can use your preferred API to automate code generation. Hope you like this content. Do subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to receive more notifications in the future.